New tonight, Father's Day's tomorrow, a chance to thank Dad for all that stuff he did for you and gave you over the years. Now imagine if your dad gave you an organ. Well, this weekend, a father and son duo are celebrating the gift of life in Orlando. It's a Dad's Day that Steve Zalman and his son Brian Zalman will never forget. Instead of receiving a gift, this father donated a kidney to his son in need.
My wife and I, we both got tested, and I was the better match, and that was it. You know, there was no question.
I am stealing a kidney from my dad.
24-year-old Brian Zalman recently graduated from UCF, and now he can look forward to the future with the kidney he badly needed. One of his kidneys started to deteriorate when he was a kid, so this weekend, Dad gave him one of his.
I have no idea how to say thank you. I mean, what sort of Father's Day gift can live up to this?
Transplant surgeons at the Florida Hospital Transplant Center perform the operations. The Transplant Center helps patients who need kidneys, livers, and advanced heart care services.
Anyone can be a living donor. It doesn't have to be a genetic relationship anymore. The medications and the care is so good that even if you're a complete stranger, medically, the transplant will still do very well.
So now father and son are spending the Father's Day weekend recovering after exchanging a gift that will last a lifetime.
It's not your everyday gift, but I just want him to have as good a life as he possibly can.
That is some serious dad power right there. And here's a reason to think about becoming an organ donor each year. Organ donors save 28,000 lives here in America.
You know, usually on Father's Day, it's the sons giving the dads a gift, right? But in this case, it's the other way around. The dad gave his son a gift, and as Local 6's Kalorama found out, this was truly the gift of life.
I'm giving my son a kidney, and as you can expect, we're kind of nervous.
Steve Zalman said there was no choice, not even a doubt in his mind. He went under the knife on Father's Day as a gift for his son, a gift that he hopes will give his son Brian a new life.
My kidneys have been deteriorating very slowly over my entire life, but they've been watched by doctors.
Doctors said to look for a donor. The plan was to find a match by testing everyone in the family, starting with Mom and Dad.
My wife and I, we both got tested, and I was the better match, and that was it. You know, there was no question.
A father and son bond the Zalmans were not willing to give up.
It's not your everyday gift.
No, it's not. You can't put a price on this gift. Zalman's gift is a fresh start to a new life for Brian. Brian's gift to his dad this Father's Day is recovering and setting his sights on new accomplishments. Kalorama, Local 6.
And I got to say, as a recent dad, I would do anything for my kids.
Well, many dads spend Father's Day taking it easy, maybe a nap, breakfast in bed, but none more deservedly than Stephen Zalman. While many of us gave gifts to our fathers, the 54-year-old this weekend donated a kidney to his son, Brian. The younger Zalman has had kidney problems all his life, so a year ago, doctors began to look for a transplant.
I am stealing a kidney from my dad.
My wife and I, we both got tested, and I was the better match, and that was it. You know, there was no question.
The father should be out of the hospital in a few days. The son in a week or so. Brian Zalman admits no Father's Day present would have been enough to say thank you for this gift of a lifetime. I'm sure his father says, I have you, and that's enough.
Oh, my gosh. Well, you know, there's so many people that are waiting for organs. There's many lists, but for instance, right now there's 111,000 people waiting for kidneys right now, healthy kidneys. Also, Brian is 24 organs, rather, not kidneys, but organs. 111,000 people waiting for organs. So it's a great thing to think about being a donor. So many people out there really need that.
Absolutely, and hopefully Brian will be on the mend for a while. He'll still need to take some anti-rejection drugs to make sure that the kidney will be a good match for him, but it looks positive.
What a cool story, though, for Father's Day. That's really great.
All right, well, here's a look at your weather. Severe...
Hey, if we didn't say this already, happy Father's Day to all the dads at home watching right now. We know there's at least one dad right here in Central Florida, though, who gave his son a gift. This is a kidney we're talking about. Steve Zalman said that he had no other option. He went into surgery today for his son Brian, who needs a transplant. The plan was to find a match by testing everyone in the family, but there was no need for this.
My wife and I, we both got tested, and I was the better match, and that was it. You know, there was no question.
My kidneys have been deteriorating very slowly over my entire life, but they've been watched by doctors.
The Zolmans say that this brings them even closer as father and son. And Brian says his gift to his dad now is recovering and setting his sights on new accomplishments. Awesome.
A Longwood father and son are spending this Father's Day in the hospital, and they couldn't be happier about it. While most fathers celebrate this day by getting gifts, this dad has given his son something he couldn't live without.
Steve Zolman couldn't help but be a little nervous before his surgery Friday at Florida Hospital. Can't blame him, considering what he's about to do.
I'm giving my son a kidney.
Zolman's son, 24-year-old Brian, was born with defects in the valves between his kidneys and bladder. He's had countless surgeries, but nothing worked.
It's been tough. You know, you always want to do whatever you can for your kids.
Once doctors told the Zolmans Brian needed a kidney transplant, his father was the first to get tested. And wouldn't you know, he was the perfect match.
As a parent myself, you always feel helpless when something goes wrong or when something happens to your kid. And when you know that you can make it better in any way, whether it's an operation or otherwise, you just feel total elation.
There are nearly 110,000 adults and children nationwide who are waiting for organ transplants. Brian knows he's one of the lucky ones, thanks to his dad.
I have no idea how to say thank you. I mean, what sort of Father's Day gift can live up to this?
For his dad, thanks will come in Brian living a long, healthy life.
It's not your everyday gift, but I just want him to have as good a life as he possibly can and accomplish what he can in his life.
Both men are recovering from the surgery. Brian will be in the hospital for about a week. His father is expected to be released in just a few days.